What's up guys, Alvaro here. Welcome to the Bilingual Stock Market channel again. On this channel, we talk about the markets and we do it in English and Spanish as well, so you can pick your preferred language. And in this video, and as I do it Mondays through Thursdays, I want to make a quick stock market update, so I want to break down some technicals, going over the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq 100, which are the most important indices of the United States stock market. And at the end of the video, I will be breaking down from a technical standpoint 3 stocks that in tomorrow's trading session will be on the very top of my personal watch list. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. And today we had a green day in the markets. Other than the Nasdaq and the Nasdaq 100, the Russell 2000, the Dow Jones, and the S&P 500 managed to pull off a green day. So the Russell 2000 went up today 0.20%, the Dow Jones went up 0.46%, and the S&P 500 reached a new all-time high in today's trading session, and it went up 0.10%. The Nasdaq went down 0.49%. However, we had a low volume day, a choppy day in which the markets didn't do much, and the S&P 500 could have gone down further or could have had a negative day in today's trading session if it hadn't been by financials. The financial sector had a very solid day today, up 1.03%. Materials was the second best performing sector in today's trading session, up 1.50%, and the energy sector went up 1.75%. So in terms of the sectors that trade inside the S&P 500, the markets are pretty much anticipating a worse than expected CPI data report tomorrow, no doubt about it, guys. These 3 sectors are sectors that typically benefit from an inflationary environment: materials, energy, and financials, and these were the best performing sectors in today's trading session, guys. And the tech sector, which is a sector that is highly sensitive in a negative way to an inflationary environment, went down today 0.74%. So the markets are saying, I'm gonna make a move ahead of time because I believe that the CPI data report is going to be nasty. And remember that CPI data report is coming out tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we can also make the case, guys, I don't know, this is just me here speculating, that the infrastructure bill was passed today by the Senate, and now tomorrow we might potentially have a situation in which we're gonna have a nasty inflation report, and on top of that, the new bill was passed, and that bill, I think that is going to be about $500 billion. More money going out, into the economy, and that might, create more inflationary pressure. So I don't know, guys. I am not really optimistic when it comes to the inflation report that is coming out tomorrow. So the S&P 500 managed to reach a new all-time high in today's trading session at 4,445 points, and as I just said, the S&P went up today 0.10%, and the S&P pretty much reached a new all-time high because of financials, guys. I have already told you a lot of times here on the channel that the financial sector is a very heavy sector inside the S&P 500. And we pulled back a bit right at the opening, and the bulls managed to find support at the very level of lower support that I called out in yesterday's video, guys, 44.25. So in terms of support, in tomorrow's trading, talking about tomorrow's trading session, obviously the most important area of lower support that I am going to be looking at is going to be 44.25. If that area of lower support happens to be broken to the downside, then we have 2 other important areas of lower support. The first one at 44.15, and the third the second one, sorry, at 44.15, and the third one at 4,400. So what can happen tomorrow, guys? Let's say that the CPI data report actually happens to come out way worse than expected. Can we expect the S&P 500 to break to the downside these three different levels of lower support that I just mentioned? That could happen, guys. But in that case, we're going to have a very interesting situation because the tech sector and the Nasdaq 100 are going to take a hit for sure. However, we are going to have the financial sector that trade inside the S&P 500 having a very solid day on the flip side. So this is going to be very interesting from a technical standpoint. And the S&P closed today's trading session at 4,436 points, only 9 points away from the new all-time high. We are still on a clear uptrend and we are still trading above the moving averages. But I am really wondering what is going to happen if we happen to get a way worse than expected CPI data, because we are going to see the financial sector flying tomorrow, whereas the tech sector is going to take a huge hit. No doubt about it. And when it comes to the Nasdaq 100, this index went down today 0.53% and it closed today's trading session at 15,053 points. So I am going to zoom in here on the 4-hour chart and take a look at the spot, guys, in which the bulls managed to find support today in the Nasdaq 100 right at 15,000 points. So the first important level or area of lower support that I have been calling out in my recent videos at 15,100 points was broken to the downside, and the bulls managed to find support at 15,000 points, which is a previous area of lower support that already acted as such for the Nasdaq 100 back on April 4th. But we are also talking about a previous area of overhead resistance in which the bulls of the Nasdaq 100 felt back on July 14, and they also felt back on July 13. So we held, and from a technical standpoint, guys, pretty much the 50 SMA on these 4-hour charts. We are talking about a very important area of lower support. So if tomorrow we happen to have, that is the most likely outcome, unfortunately, guys, by the looks of it, a worse than expected CPI data report, and the lower support of 15,000 points happens to be broken to the downside, and therefore this 50 SMA also happens to be broken to the downside, then the next important area of lower support that I am going to be looking at is going to be 14,900 points. 14,900 points is a previous area of lower support that already acted as such for the Nasdaq 100 back on August 3rd, and it also acted as a lower support back on July 22nd. But we are also talking about a former area of overhead resistance in which the bulls of the Nasdaq 100 already felt back on July 15th, and they also felt back on July 7th. If this area of lower support happens to be broken to the downside, if the bears happen to take on 14,900 points, oh boy, that is going to be very negative. What are we talking about here, guys? Maybe 14,600 points. If the Nasdaq 100 happens to pay a visit down to 14,600 points, we are going to be talking, we could be potentially talking about a drop of almost 4%. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. We are still on a clear uptrend. We are trading above the moving averages, and the bulls managed to find support today at the 50 SMA on the 4-hour chart. So let's see how everything plays out tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And now let's go ahead and take a look at Coinbase, guys, because Coinbase is reporting earnings today, and I don't know what they reported, and Coin is down, guys. So Coin went down today 3.85%, and it closed today's trading session at $269.67. So let me pull up here the 1-day 1-minute chart, and wow, guys, take a look at this. This is the meaning of volatility. So Coinbase has been all over the place. As I just said, Coinbase closed today's trading session at $269, and right after the market, after the trading session closed, Coinbase went up to $284 and then it retraced down to $260. This was a move of almost 9% in a matter of minutes. And as of now, coin is trading at pretty much $270 near the closing price of today's trading session. So let me pull up here the live news tab and let's see what coin reported. I am curious about sales, guys. So Coinbase Global Q2 sales came in at $2.3 billion, beating the estimate of $1.77 billion. This was a very decent beat on sales. And let me see the trading volume. That's another metric that I want to take a look at. Here you go. Okay. Coinbase Global shares are trading higher after the company reported better than expected Q2 sales. And the company also reported Q2 2021 trading volume of $462 billion. So apparently coin reported a decent earnings report. And let me pull up here the 4-hour chart and what could potentially happen tomorrow with coin, guys. So we have a previous area of overhead resistance near $260. So I think that if coin happens to pull back tomorrow, the bulls are going to be very likely to find support somewhere between $260 and $262. $260 is a previous area of overhead resistance in which the bulls of coin already failed back on July 9th, and they also failed back on June 29th. So that might be a buying spot in my opinion, guys. I think that, I still need to take a deeper look into the earnings report that this company just posted, but it looks like they posted decent earnings. And if tomorrow coin keeps on going up, even though the stock of this company went down today almost 4%, but if tomorrow coin keeps on going up, then watch out for the next important area of overhead resistance for coin near $310, guys. That is going to be the next important task for the bulls of coin. $310 is a previous area of overhead resistance in which the bulls of coin failed back on May 12th. They also failed back on May 3rd, and they also failed back in late April. So watch out tomorrow for coin, guys. Either filling the gap up to the next important area of overhead resistance near $310, or maybe paying a visit to a former area of overhead resistance that now should act as a support near $260 per share. And the second stock of this video is going to be good old Invitae. Invitae Corporation, which went down today 7.29%, and it closed today's trading session at $26.83. And I actually, guys, started a swing position on Invitae today. This is a stock that I have been trading with left and right. So I purchased 100 shares at $27.45, and as of now I am a bit under the water. I have an unrealized loss of almost $48 because after hours Invitae is trading at $26.95. So what's my plan when it comes to this swing position that I just showed you? So let me zoom in here on the 4-hour chart, and if tomorrow, guys, the bulls of Invitae happen to be able to reconquer a previous area of lower support that today was broken to the downside near $27, and if Invitae obviously happens to starts to consolidate slightly above $27, and if from a technical standpoint I happen to confirm that the stock of this company found a good lower support near $27, I am going to be willing to add 50 more shares to the swing position that I just showed you. $27 is a previous area of lower support that already acted as such for Invitae back on July 19. It also did it back on June 4th, and it also did it back in mid-May. So that's an important area of lower support that, since Invitae is trading as of now below this price, tomorrow is going to act as overhead resistance. However, guys, if the bulls of Invitae happen to fail tomorrow, in order to burst above $27 if they are rejected over there and Invitae keeps on dropping, and if the stock of this company happens to pay a visit down to the other important lower support at around $25, that is another price in which I am going to be adding more shares to the swing position that I just showed you. $25 already acted as a lower support for Invitae back on May 13, and it also did it back on May 11th. So if any of you wants to or could be potentially interested in purchasing shares of Invitae near $25, that is a very interesting spot in order to start a trade with the stock of this company, guys. So from $25 up to the resistance at around $27 that I just told you about, we are talking about an 8% profit trade, a very solid profit. In my case, and since I already purchased shares at $27, my price target is going to be near $32. $32 is a previous area of overhead resistance in which the bulls of Invitae already failed back on August 4th, and they also failed back on July 12th. So if I happen to be able to close this trade the way that I am describing it, with an average cost of $27-ish, and selling out of my shares near $32, I could be potentially locking in a profit of almost 14%. So watch out tomorrow for Invitae, guys. Either bursting above $27 and starting to consolidate slightly above $27, or on the flip side, keep on dropping and paying a visit down to $25 per share. And mind you guys, the RSI of Invitae is very low. It is at 34 points. So the stock of this company is already trading in oversold territory or into oversold territory, and that implies that if Invitae happens to pay a visit tomorrow or in the course of this week happens to pay a visit to the area of lower support near $25, the RSI is going to be even lower, and that is going to increase the likelihood for the bulls of Invitae to find support at a previous area of lower support and then bounce back up. Now let's go ahead and take a look at Palantir. And by the way, guys, I forgot to tell you what are the stocks that are reporting earnings tomorrow. So let me pull up that information real quick. So we're gonna have Hyliion before open. That is going to be interesting. EVgo as well before open, and after close we're going to have NEO, Clover, Open Door, eBay, Blink Energy, Blink Charging rather, and Bumble, and well, Lordstown Motor or whatever, you know, that is a company that is very likely to go under. So in the case of Palantir, the stock of this company is reporting earnings on Thursday before open. And in the case of Palantir, guys, I really like the technical setup that I am seeing over here, and I believe, guys, that Palantir is going to report very solid earnings. That's my opinion. I could be mistaken, but I am kind of a Palantir bull. I'm not gonna deny that. I think that this company is going to do very well at a long term. So take a look, guys, at how Palantir is facing a very important area of overhead resistance right at the 180 SMA on the 4-hour chart near $23.20. So I really believe, and especially taking into account that Palantir, that the RSI of Palantir looks very healthy from a technical standpoint at 58 points. So I truly believe that the second the bulls of Palantir can take on this 180 SMA on the 4-hour chart, they are going to be able to fill the gap up to the next important area of overhead resistance near $26. $26 is a previous area of overhead resistance in which the bulls of Palantir already failed back on April 14, but we are also talking about a former area of lower support that already acted as such for Palantir back in January and also back in December of last year. So let's say that I pick up 100 or 150 shares of Palantir at $23-ish, $23.30. And let's say that I can sell out of those shares near the area of overhead resistance that I just told you guys about, near $26 or $25.50, I could be potentially locking in a profit of almost 8%. So watch out for Palantir tomorrow, guys. Watch out for the bulls of Palantir in tomorrow's trading session and into earnings the day after tomorrow, bursting above this 180 SMA on the 4-hour chart and filling the gap up to the $25 $25 or $26 per share. And now let's go ahead and take a look at a stock that I haven't talked about in quite a while, guys, here on the channel. eBay. eBay went up today 3% and it closed today's trading session at $67.31. So I am going to zoom in here, the 4-hour chart, and I really like the technical setup that I am seeing over here in the case of eBay. I gotta be honest with you guys. I mean, out of all of the stocks that I am breaking down in this video, this is by far the one that I like the most. So listen up, $67 approximately is a previous area of lower support that already acted as such for eBay back on August 4th, and it also did it back on July 19. However, we are also talking about a former area of overhead resistance in which the bulls of eBay already felt back on June 14, and they also felt back on June 11th. So if tomorrow I happen to see eBay, I happen to see the stock of this company starting to consolidate slightly above $67, I am going to be picking up 50 or 100 shares of the stock of this company, in which case my price target is going to be the next important area of overhead resistance near $71. $71 is a previous area of overhead resistance in which the bulls of eBay already felt back on July 7th. They also felt back on July 1st, and also they failed at that spot in late June. So watch out for eBay, guys, starting to consolidate slightly above $67. And take a look at the RSI, guys, of the stock of this company. It is at $49, 49 points. Sorry, I wanted to say. So we already know that from a technical standpoint, eBay is neither oversold nor overbought, and it is looking extremely healthy. So let's say that I pick up 50 or 100 shares of eBay near $67.50, and if I can take this trade the way that I am describing it, selling out of those shares near $71, I could be potentially locking in a profit of almost 5%, a very solid profit. So watch out for eBay, guys, consolidating slightly above $67, because if the bulls happen to gather momentum slightly above that area of lower support, I think that they are going to be easily breaking these moving averages to the upside and finally filling the gap up to 71 or $70 per share. And with eBay, I am going to wrap up the video. Thank you very much for your attention, and thank you very much for hanging out with me once again. Remember and keep in mind, guys, that here on the Bilingual Stock Market channel, we are posting stock market update videos Mondays through Thursdays, 3 or 4 hours after the market closes. So if you want to get all of the notifications of all of our videos in a timely manner, you have to be subscribed to the channel, but you also need to activate the notification bell right up there. Follow us on Instagram as well, guys, at Bilingual Stock Market. On our Instagram account, we are posting news and information on a daily basis, and here and there, when the volatility of the markets lets me do it, I am making call outs about the stocks that I am about to purchase throughout the trading session. So go ahead and follow us on Instagram as well at Bilingual Stock Market. And remember that this is the Bilingual Stock Market channel, the YouTube channel in which we talk about the market. We do it in English and Spanish as well, so you can pick your preferred language. But most importantly, this is the YouTube channel in which we know that the wonderful world of Wall Street is not for geniuses, it is for entrepreneurs just like you guys and myself. My name is Alvaro, and I will see you guys tomorrow once again, 3 or 4 hours after the market closes. Peace out and keep on crossing the markets. Bye.